Hello, this is Bonsai Anonymous, and today I'm going to try to repair this pot. And it's been repaired several times. Can you see how it's cracked right down the center there? That's caused by thinking that the concrete is dry enough to lift, and of course it wasn't. So what I had to do to fix that, and we'll see if I did, I put more concrete in the bottom. You can see how deep it is. It's quite deep now. Not that deep. That's strong enough to hold it together, but just to make sure, I put some of the plastic screen that we use to put over holes for drainage. I put it in the concrete here over the cracks, so who knows. But that's not what I'm going to fix today. What I'm going to fix today is this. Okay? And how do I do it? Well, first of all, I get some tape and get some off of here. Tape doesn't like to be outside that much, I guess, for a long time. This tape's been out here forever. So what I do is I tape across where I need to fix. Can you see that? That tape goes across there. And I'm going to have to put quite a bit on. Ultimately, we want to, it's down here. We want to seal this up so that when I put concrete on the outside, it doesn't just dribble out on the inside and not do any good. Okay? But I have to work with this tape, which is not very cooperative. Okay, that's all right. You can go way above the pot. I'm going to stop the concrete before I get there, but it's not bad to have it be more. Now, down at the bottom here, I can see that I may have a little problem with, let's see here. I may have a little problem with getting it to seal on the bottom here from the tape. So I'm going to put a little extra tape on here. I keep crying about how little money I have, and I'm not broke by any means. Just retired. I got a pension from the state, and we're fine. But we're not fine so I can buy bonsai pots. I have I think about 80 or 90 plants, something like that, and none of them are in real bonsai pots at the moment, because my one bonsai pot was given to me as part of a gift with a plant in it, and the plant has outgrown the pot, and so now I just have the pot up here. I'm looking at it. It's very cool. It's actually made of ceramics, but that was a gift. And that's pretty much as far as I've gone. So next, after taping this, like that, I'm going to make some real, what's the word? Not dry concrete. Concrete, the consistency I can put in there and have it stay. It has to stay in that when I put it in. So that's be pretty thick. So I got some concrete here. And I'll just put a little water in it and see what happens. Not too much, because, as I say, we don't, it has to be thick. So let's see how we did with it so far. And it looks like I'll have to put more in. That's okay. Let's just do it. Maybe a lot more. I'm always thinking that I have enough water, and then I never do at the end. And so, let's see here how we did. Okay, I think I could take just a drop more water here, and not much more. I think. All right, so let's stir it up. Yeah, it looks. It has the standard thing, which is all these globs of cement, which don't break up very well. So how do I break them up? Well, I guess I could break them up with this. Yeah, I feel a few in there. This has to be workable. I had to be able to put it on this with my fingers and not have it fall off. So it's pretty, it's not workable now, but maybe after I get done messing with all these clops. I don't know what to call them. Clods, I guess, clods of concrete that didn't break up. And just keep going here. Another thing you can do if it's too wet is let it harden a little bit, and of course then it's on its way to not being workable. But while this is getting ready, there's a crack on this side, but I like it. I like that crack. It's sealed. It's not going to break there, I don't think. Notice how dirty my fingernails are? That's from digging in the dirt all the time and not taking proper care of them. Anyway, so there we go. That's our patch, or at least what the patch is going to be up against. And then I just have to keep going through this stuff. As I've said before, I only ever have one bag of concrete, and that bag is open. Right now it's got maybe 5 pounds of concrete left in it, not less than that actually. But as it sits there open, and I don't have another way to really handle it, it starts to attract. It starts to get humid. It has to attract humidity, and then what happens is it gets these clumps in it. And then to get rid of them, you have to just go like this, over. Okay? So as I do this, my next question is, since I've got 10 times more in here than I need, I'm going to do the rest of it. Do with the rest of it. And not sure. If I can get it down to a consistency where I can work with it, maybe I'll try to make a tiny little pot with it. I noticed the loquat seeds are still in the ground over here. No one dug them up. I don't know why, but that's good. I have a huge loquat tree. A huge loquat tree in the front yard, probably 25, 30 feet tall, something like that. And when it has fruit, which like it does right now, it's probably, hundreds of pounds of that fruit on that tree. It doesn't last too long on the tree. It gets ripe really fast and then gets bad really fast. So if you're going to use them, you have to do it quick or just pick them off the tree one at a time and eat them, which is kind of what I do. I think it tastes like strawberries. Maybe someone else has another idea. Anyway, they've got cool leaves, and I have seen a few in bonsai, so that's why I'm doing it, to try to make some bonsai. All right, so I'm just going to let this sit for a few minutes, because I don't think it's of the right consistency yet. So when I'll put it on here, and I'll patch it. I'm not too bad at doing this, it turns out. I've got a couple of nice, weird-looking pots up here that are patched. And so I patch it. Then I decide what to do with the patch. Do I want to try to make it this color? Because it's not going to match. It's not going to match this pattern, I don't think. Well, we'll see. We'll see how smooth I can make it. Probably with some water, I'll have a little luck. But this stuff is still the consistency of oatmeal, which is just not going to make it. Add just a little more concrete here. Do I? No. I'm going to go get just a touch more concrete. I'll be right back. It'll be a minute. Okay, good bird. Excuse me. who knows how long this battery's going to last, but this is how it looks when it comes out of the bag now, because it's all been exposed to the air. So if I really want to do this right, I have to get in here, break all these little clods up, and there are a lot of them. Now, to fix this concrete, I'm not going to have to put very much of this in. And so I start my little circling where I put too much of one thing, then too much of the other, and it's like Dagwood measuring to cut the legs of his chair or his table and cutting them over and over and over and over and having them be long. All right, so that's getting a little better. Trying to get all those clods out. Clod, I think, is as good a word as any. All right, so now it's fine. I will put some in here, not much. Not that much. Let's see what happens. I just need to get this to get enough guts so I can model it. Well, that's getting closer. Of course, I'm going to go overboard here. Other thing that helps with this is if you have a trimmer, which I do, then you don't want to shake and you can't stop. That's nice. That's a nice deal. Okay, so getting there. One more shot of this. All right. I'm amazed that this bamboo stick is holding up because it's bamboo. You know, it's not like it's. Okay, so let's see how we do that. All right, so that's a little better. So what can I do with it? Well, maybe I can even use my little stick here to put some on it. Oh. Okay, so we don't want it to stick to the tape, and it won't, but we want it to get in there. We want to have a way to get it in there. So I'm just going to put some on with my thumb and my finger. Just fill it up. It's really not hard. But there's a clod. Get him out of there. He's not doing us any good. Those clods well, they're weird when they dry. They're not like the rest of the concrete. And I think it's a weak spot in the concrete when you have one of them. I do. Okay, so a little more at the top. Let's use some drier stuff at the top here. Across there. If we didn't want to, we could put our finger in here and give it a little bit of this. And I don't know if you can see that, but as soon as I throw it on it, it disappears because it's being absorbed okay? And that should mean that it's a little more solid. Bring some up here. Up here, up here, up here. Don't really need that much down here, so let's squeeze some up this way. So, I just keep futzing with it, you know, and the top is going to be maybe a little thinner than the rest of this thing. I don't know. Put some more in there and just see if we can make it work. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Just put a little there. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to make it as inobtrusive as possible. So what's probably going to happen is I have to do this. That smooths it out, but it also adds some water to the concrete. I don't know if that's always a good idea. Okay, so there. Now, a lot of concrete left. We'll do something with it in a minute. But now I want you to look at this. Can't take the tape off because the concrete's not dry. And we're going to just, okay, so it's got a little rim on it this way, which the rest of the thing doesn't have. That's okay. Right? Can you see that? Now, as time goes on, when this gets drier, I'll be able to take the tape off later today if I want. And this surface I can still fool with. It has some time before it's totally solid like that. It's a dangerous time. There's a time when it could just go wrong. But while we're stopped, let me do something with the rest of this stuff. There's enough there to do something with. And I think what I'm going to do is put it in here. Let's see. Almost seems like I should put some oil on that. And I do have some cooking oil. Let's see here it is. Is that it? This is cooking oil. This is what I see them do in other countries when they make pots. It's just a little bit of this. Okay, that's good. And we just smear it around here a little. I don't know how much concrete I have, so we'll go like that, and we're going to put the rest of it here. Now, what we're going to do, this doesn't look that encouraging, this bottom dirt right here, but we'll do it anyway. There's some more. Around here. Feeling this may be the swan song for this cup. Let's see if I can get a little more of that out. The bamboo's finally given out. Finally given out. Yeah. It's getting hard with the concrete. That means it'll be able to be used easier for what I'm doing next. A little left, but not much. Okay. I think this is what I made my very first pot, or one of the very first pots that I did this way. I did in this bowl. Okay? All right, now next, I'm going to just push it down like this all the way around. Push, push, push. Push up. Push up. And I know I have going to need some more of this. Okay, and I'll just keep pushing. Another thing about this stuff that I like, this concrete that's this way, is that it makes an interesting texture. It makes an interesting texture. Okay, so there's the flat bottom. I have to do some around here like this and get this to come up a little. Doesn't need to come up very much. It's going to be a weird pot. Can you believe it? One of my pots weird. Okay, so the other one that I made is beautiful. I don't know how far I can go with this, but we'll keep going. The other one got quite thin on the top, maybe too thin. So I'm going to push this up a little more. Now, if the bottom gets too thin, or it looks like it's too thin, which I really can't tell from looking at it here, I can put more concrete in the bottom. Actually, let's just do it. Put some more concrete in the bottom here. And a little more water. Where was that water? Where was it? Number 2. Oh, it was in this. That's where it was. That's why I don't have it. It was in this. So I don't know how much of this is going to get soaked up. So let's do an experiment. Don't put any more water in. I'll just do this. See what happens. I like to watch explorers in the Southwest who go to cave ruins, or what do you call them? Cliff dwellings, I guess is the word. And it's fascinating, and one of the reasons I like it is because of all that broken pottery that they have at all these places. And that's what I have at my place. Okay, so let me put this over here. I make a lot of videos where I'm not in the screen. I'm sorry, because I'm not paying attention to the camera. Okay, so I'm just going to take that out of there and put it around too. See what happens there. So I don't know if that's deep enough. I don't think it is, but let's just keep going around here with this. And let's see if any of it takes. All right, so I'll clear that out. This concrete, when it's in this state, seems like it'll never work. It'll never harden, never be right, and that's not true. It'll be right. Let's just keep patting this in because I'm really convinced that this is not deep enough. Keep patting it in here. Okay. All right, so that, believe it or not, may be a pot. It's all going to depend. If I can have the patience to wait for it to harden, and just like this one. This one, I know, is going to be cool. This one's going to be cool. It's going to be, once again, I really like the pots like this that have some sort of, what's the word? Flaw. And almost every flaw has been created by me, of course. But they're also fixed by me when they are fixed. And they don't always, it doesn't always fix. It's just there isn't. Okay, so I'm going to quit fooling with that. I'll put it back over here. And we can sort of ignore it. I don't think it's going to rain today, but it might. All right, so I think that's about all I can do right now. I used my concrete that's left over, made my little patch, and I encourage everybody who's poor to think about this. If the pot has a potential of being solid, I mean, there's cracks all the way through it, but this bottom thing, I think, worked out well. Now, something that just occurred to me, this is now a semi-shallow pot. It used to be that thick, now it's this thick because of the extra bottom, extra concrete up in the bottom. So we can put something in here that doesn't necessarily need deep roots. It can spread around here, this whole thing. And I don't know what's going to go in there. I have equally as much fun doing this kind of stuff as I do with doing bonsai. I'm glad they're somewhat connected because it is fun. Okay, so taking this over to clean it off, and I don't think I got any concrete on my pants. My wife will be happy about that. And that is Bonsai Anonymous out.